Yes, I'm ready.
Um, Today we are speaking on episode 11 here of Wulfie Skype Sessions with Mr. Michael Stutzer from Artillery. How's it going?
It's going fine, really fine. The corona situation in Denmark is very, very good at the moment, and we are allowed to get starting to play again from the 6th of May and the 7th of May. So yeah, we're looking forward to that so much.
Oh no, that's great news. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, new album, simply entitled X. It's your 10th album and out May 7th. You got a video up on Facebook called Turn Up the Rage, which is pretty kick-ass, I gotta say.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we're really looking forward to hear what people say about the new album. It's always when you're in the studio and then you are finished. Always, go a few months before you can see the reactions and stuff like that. And the reactions start to come now, and it's looking really cool, really good. So yeah, we're looking forward to that.
So, what was the recording process like for this? I mean, because I've noticed, because of COVID, in some cases, a lot of people have been recording parts from their individual homes and, doing stuff digitally in that regard. Or in some cases, people have had the music ready to go for a year and it's just, COVID has put a delay on it. How did this work with you guys?
We always prefer to do it in a real studio, and we did it in Metal Studio in Copenhagen with producer Søren Andersen, who's also did our album since When Dead Comes. So we really prefer to do that. I know a lot of people in this times have done it, something at home and maybe drums in the real studio and stuff like that. But we really prefer to be in the studio and be there, also with a good producer and stuff like that. So yeah, we chose that way, and we have almost all songs finished when we got to studio. Only one song was not totally finished. So yeah, it was cool to be in the studio. We really prefer that.
No, it's very cool that you were able to do it that way because I know that this whole pandemic has put a damper on a number of things. And,
yeah, we also
live.
We also have, sorry, we also have 2 or 3 days where we was being late because Michael, our singer, wasn't allowed to go from one part of Denmark to another part. But
right.
It succeeded in a week or something after that. So that was the only problem we had with the pandemic and in the studio time.
Well, I'm glad that worked out for you. So,
yeah.
I mean, so you mentioned you're going to be able to do live shows here again soon. Anybody you're looking forward to, hitting the stage with?
Yeah, of course we are so eager to go out to play. So of course we had 5 shows in Denmark we can play in May, and then some of the festivals we've been playing, like Sweden Rock, for example, is moved to 2022, and I know also some other things are moved. We have a big concert tour in Europe with Violence from the United States, and from Canada we have Exciter and Voivod, who are going to be in November, December. I think that's gonna go. You never can be sure, of course. But I think that's it's a good thing.
Yes, no, that sounds like a killer lineup. Voivod and Exciter.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's gonna be really blown away. That's cool.
Very cool, absolutely. So, getting back to the video for Turn Up the Rage, and I mean, let's talk about that a little bit. What exactly is the song about?
Turn Up the Rage is the feeling you can have, if you see another guy who you really don't like, or you really think have a very strange opinions, and stuff like that. And instead of going to the guy and say you're an asshole or beat him or anything, you can turn up the rage inside, and then it's not going to be violent or any stupid thing. So that's the kind of thing. Turn up the rage, but keep it, inside. Don't let it go out on anybody else. That's the thing Michael, who wrote the lyrics, was into. And the video was very cool because it was done in a brewery where we did our first beer ever, artillery beer. So that was really cool to make it there.
Good deal. I have to, it's like, and if you're on social networking a lot, you see a lot of that, people like unleashing their anger. And it's on one hand, I feel it's not healthy to hold in too much of it, but you need a creative outlet, a productive outlet for that. You don't like unleash it on people. Find another form that, and I think that's kind of important. So.
Yeah, for example, you can do it through the music.
Exactly.
And that's also, I think, he was thinking about that too, because as you said, you don't have to go out and let it out on many people. Instead, you can do it, get it out in the music, and that's really cool because there's so much aggression in the music, but no violence at all. So that's cool.
It is very cool. So I've tossed this question out to a couple people here, and I'll throw it your way. People seem to like talking about this one. So, any point in your career, what's the best advice you would say you've been given that you've actually taken to heart?
I would say the best advice I would give young musicians who want to start is, first of all, believe in what you do, work your ass out, and really, really try to be original. That's the most, and then make good, hook lines and good riffing. And if you can do that, and many times you can make music if you really want to listen to that kind of music yourself. That's the best advice I can give. Work hard. It's really important. Don't give up after one album and say, okay, we didn't make it. Maybe you have to do 3, or maybe you have to do 10 albums before you really are satisfied.
It happens. It absolutely does, for sure. I think in some cases, it's like if you follow a band's history, sometimes by the time they get to the 3rd album, they hit their stride, and and it's if they can maintain it after that, even better. But
yeah,
it's the important part. Just keep going.
Yeah, because there's a lot of new bands, for example, they made one album and it's got okay received, and they maybe going to play some good place, and then they do the second album, and they're going to be very disappointed because they're not going to be, like rock stars or anything. So many bands, for example, in Denmark have that kind of attitude. So I think it's very important, believe in what you do and make those albums you really feel for. You have to really love what you're doing. That's really important.
I mean, if you look at the track records of a lot of bands, it's very few and far between where you see a band actually hit it big on their debut album. There are some cases, like Van Halen, Guns N' Roses are a couple of examples where it's like,
yeah.
Van Halen
exactly.
maintained it for years, and Guns N' Roses, you kind of think, and they kind of like maybe tapered off a little bit after hitting it really big, but it doesn't. It's not a guarantee. It's like do your best, and if it's not quite enough the first time out, strive to do better.
Hard work. Look also like bands like Accept, for example. They didn't have success on their first album, but they've really gone some really good. Brought to the Wall, for example, and there's a lot of bands who first get there when they have made maybe 4 or 5 albums.
Yeah, because I mean, in their case, it was actually Balls to the Wall that was my introduction to Accept, and it's like I got that, and then I just like, okay, I've got to check out their other stuff. So went out and got Restless and Wild, and I think there was a live album I think that was available at the time.
Yeah,
that was
and especially a band like Accept, for example, when we did And when we heard the song Fast as a Shark for the first time, it was one of those songs who really set us to say artillery should sound a bit more heavy, it's going to be like that. And that was before it was called thrash metal or anything. So that was really important, and they make some really good songs, but their breakthrough was, of course, balls to the wall. And they waited and got their reward.
They did. So, is there anything else? And I like to allow an open platform for anything else you'd like to talk about. If you guys have anything else you'd like to.
I can say we have been very pleased when we have played 2 tours in United States. We playing the Marion Death Fest. We played 2 cruises, Barge to Hell and the 70 Sons of Metal. And I have had some really good experiences playing in the United States, and we're really hoping to get back there in 2022 if Corona allows it. And I know from many of my American friends, have told me really scared thing about the Corona, So we really hope that things going back to normal there so we can get out to play there. And of course, I hope all the Americans headbangers would check our album out and hopefully like it.
Absolutely. What I can say from, as a U.S. citizen right now, and it varies, obviously, from state to state. I think for us, for shows right now, I think it's, limited capacity, I think 25%. And these are, for like club shows and such. But, they're starting to lift restrictions here and there. And I'm hoping, right now it's like also a case of, as far as foreign acts being able to play over here, like you guys coming over, I'm not sure what, our border status is at the moment. So yeah, it may be 2022 before we're able to, hear these songs live. But
yeah, I think that's the most logical thinking about 2022. So yeah, I hope really for that, So we have to see, but many places in Europe is also start to opening up again. So, and some places are really closing down. So it's very difficult to say, If you compare us, Denmark to Sweden, for example, there's a big difference because the Swedish didn't close the society down, and they have
Right.
a lot of people who got corona and many deaths. If you compare with Denmark, and we're almost the same size. So yeah, but I still hope.
We all hope, and we're all we're looking forward to the day where it's like it may not be what we've come to know as normal, but I'd like to see us get back to something close to normal.
Yeah,
and
sure.
be able to get out and enjoy some heavy music and just a good the atmosphere that comes with it.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's really true. And I know from, as I said, many of my American friends, they also really miss that so much, to go to the live shows and stuff like that. So hopefully it's going the right direction. So which state are you from?
I'm located in New York State, about halfway between Rochester and Syracuse. I'm in a little town called Seneca Falls. We're in the Finger Lakes region, if you're familiar.
Yeah, I know a little bit because, as I said, we had toured a lot there. So,
if you've ever been through Rochester, Syracuse, you've been in my region. So
yeah, okay, that's good to know.
which is always funny because people hear New York and they automatically think New York City, and I'm like, no, I'm actually about 5.5 to 6 hours away from New York City.
Yeah, that's true. It's the same with Washington, I think. The state of Washington and the city of Washington.
Say Washington, they automatically think you're from Washington, D.C. Yes.
Yeah, so that's the problem. But I know it because we have been there, so I know a little bit of it. So that's cool.
Very cool. Okay, well, I wish I had a little more for you, but I think I'm good with what I've got, and I really appreciate you taking the time because I understand, there was some confusion about the scheduling for this, and I apologize for that.
No
And
problem.
I'm just glad that we were able to pull it off, man.
Of course.
So yes, so May 7th, Artillery. The album is X. Check it out. Listen to the Metallic Onslaught. Visit metalliconslaught.com for all your Metallic Onslaught needs. Check out the Randy MetalWulf YouTube page, which you're already doing if you're listening to this. Like I always say, but throw me a like here and there. And while I'm at it, because the Last Exit for the Lost is our sister show, show them some love too. I like to. If it wasn't for Soraya Azkath and his show, the Metallic Onslaught wouldn't still be going on, and that is a stone cold fact. So show them some love too. So yes, Michael, once again, thank you for taking some time with me today, and hope to see you on the road next year.
Yes, you. We hope you come back, and very much thanks for the support, and take care and play some good music.
Absolutely, we do our best. We like to support the classics and the up and coming. So it's a nice mix.
That's cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Take care. Absolutely.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.